A stadium meant to unite Kenyans is now the scene of a suspected murder. The Talanta Sports Stadium, Kenya's multi-billion shilling pride project for AFCON 2027, is under fire after the body of construction worker Sammy Kyengo was discovered inside a water pump. He had been missing for a week. His crime? Allegedly demanding 7 months of unpaid wages. This is not just a death. It's a story of labor exploitation, possible cover-ups, and the darker side of Kenya's infrastructural race against time. Sammy Kyengo, also spelled as Kiego, in some reports, was an ordinary construction worker on an extraordinary project. Talanta Stadium, located along Gong Road, is a 45.3 billion Kenyan shillings mega project by the China Road and Bridge Corporation. It's scheduled to host key AFCON 2027 matches, a centerpiece of President William Ruto's vision. But behind the cranes and cement mixers lies a grim tale. Kyengo disappeared about a week before his body was found. His remains were discovered in a water pump.
Tumeshtuliwa kuambiwa kwamba kuna jamaa ambaye amepatikana pale akiwa ametumbukizwa ndani ya maji.
Tumeambiwa Kyengo ameuawa na ametupwa kwa shimo ambayo kuna maji.
His remains were discovered in a water sump, a drainage pit within the construction site. Detectives noted visible injuries, fueling suspicions that this was no accident. Reports suggest that Kyengo had gone to confront site management over unpaid wages. 7 months of labor without pay. For a man supporting a family, that was not just money, it was survival. Workers at Talanta Stadium have long whispered about delayed payments and unsafe conditions, but Kyengo dared to speak out. Days later, he vanished. Now his body tells a story. Visible injuries, a body concealed in a pit, a worker silenced in the shadows of a stadium meant to symbolize national pride. The official line has not confirmed whether this was homicide, but all evidence points to a foul play.
Tumeshtuka sana na bado tuko na wasiwasi na tunajiuliza kwamba in whose hands are we safe?
Watu wa ofisi walikuwa hawajapeana habari yoyote kwa wakubwa wao. Ndio niliona mkubwa captain nikamuelezea. Sasa hii kitu imejulikana kutoka kwa captain.
Jamaa hakuwa anakosana na mtu, alikuwa tu anakula haki yake. Kwa hivyo mimi ile naomba haki yake itendeke.
On X, outrage is boiling. One viral post read, quote, "A worker at Talanta Stadium went to demand his 7-month salary and has now been found dead and buried inside a ditch at the Talanta Stadium. Kenyans are demanding answers." Another user suggested renaming the stadium in his honor. Others are calling for the site to be shut down and investigated. The incident highlights a recurring theme in Kenya's mega projects: exploitation hidden under glossy speeches. Similar grievances have surfaced in roads, railways, and other Chinese-funded projects. Workers complain of delayed pay, long hours, and unsafe sites, yet projects continue to be celebrated at State House ceremonies.
Together, and then in addition to like skyboxes, correct, those are skyboxes. We have a total of...
The stakes are higher than ever. Kenya has less than 2 years before AFCON 2027 kicks off. Every delay, every controversy threatens the nation's credibility on the continental stage. But beyond the deadlines and contracts lies a bigger question. At what cost are Kenya's dreams being built? Kyengo's death is not just a worker's tragedy. It is a mirror held up to the face of a nation. If workers can vanish after demanding pay, What does that say about accountability in billion shillings deals? If stadiums are built on blood and silence, will Kenyans truly celebrate when the lights go on in 2027? As detectives probe, the story is far from over, but one thing is clear. Sammy Kyengo's death has forced Kenyans to confront the human cost of their mega projects. On social media, it was a mix of feelings. Ngaruya 68 Charles posted, "Sad, I am Chege, a broken heart. It hurts everywhere." Flavia Sambu said, "Talanta Stadium shouldn't host a single match again. Shut it down and make it a memorial for Sammy Kyengo." Equal Stand said. Mobisa SM said, "If that is true, that is absolutely wrong." Njama Gisui Giku, he said, "Must these guys steal? Kwani wanataka supernormal profits?" Morikawa said, "Blood sacrifices." Musamali posted, "And that stadium should now be called the Sammy Kyengo Talanta Stadium." The body of the construction worker who had gone missing for a week was discovered on Saturday morning at the Talanta Sports Stadium in Nairobi, raising questions over his mysterious death. Sammy Kyengo was 35 years of age. He was reported missing on September 6th by his wife, Christine. His body was found floating in a water sump behind the stadium terraces under construction. A colleague stumbled upon the remains at around 9 a.m. while preparing the area for plastering. Christine Kyengo told reporters that her husband had expressed frustrations over delayed wages before he went missing. The grim discovery has left fellow workers at the site shaken. Kyengo's colleagues and family members described him as a peaceful man who had no known disputes. His nephew Paul Kioko said the dates had left him uncertain about continuing his education. Scene of crime investigators from Nairobi area processed the site before moving the body to the Nairobi funeral home. An autopsy is expected to determine the exact cause of death. Meanwhile, workers at the stadium were instructed not to report to the site on Saturday as investigations continue. In May, workers at Talanta Sports Stadium in Nairobi downed their tools over unpaid wages, with reports capturing their chant of "no money, no work." The protest occurred at around May 7th, 2025 at the construction site of Talanta Sports City, also referred to as Talanta Stadium. Local casual workers confronted Chinese contractors over delayed salary payments. This incident was described as a blow to President William Ruto's administration, given the stadium's status as Kenya's largest sports infrastructure investment since the 1980s, costing approximately 45 billion Kenyan shillings. Despite the strike, government inspections later in May reported that construction was progressing, with steel workers advanced and the facility on track for completion. By September 2025, updates indicated the stadium would host Kenya's Jamhuri Day celebrations on December 12th, 2025, adding urgency to resolving such issues. The cranes may keep moving, but the question lingers: is this the price of progress? Newsroom, Maisha TV, Bushabi Jr.